Hello, welcome to my garden. This is Marcy and we're in here talking about Bring Back My Bar and how I'm playing the game this year for 2023. If you would like to stick to the end of the video, I'm going to do just a little garden tour. There are some chickens floating around here, so maybe we'll get some of them on camera. But yeah, I thought that it would be nice to be in the garden today. I have some work to do in here today with, I have a rabbit problem. They mowed down my cauliflowers. So I'm going to be putting some chicken wire around my ag fence. It's done a nice job for a few years, but all of a sudden this rabbit found me. So I gotta get that rabbit out. So anyways, you're here for wax. Let's talk about wax. I do have a very on-point notepad for today's discussion. I have my bars laid out right here. Of the 20, I did choose 11. Now, if you're new to my channel, I am an open concept melter. That's where I just want to focus my money and my experience is in my open concept because that's where I'm hanging out. I do have some ancillary spaces that I warm in, but I'm not in those spaces like a whole lot to be enjoying wax. So I need performance, number one. Performance and, you know, longevity is nice, but I tend to change my wax once a day. So that's who I am as a melter, and even though I am an independent Scentsy consultant and I can have early access to a lot of new launches, well, all the new launches, I tend to hold off because I like to hear the reviews. And so thank you for all of you who are doing that. I try to comment on your videos in thankfulness for that. I definitely hold back and wait on reviews because I just want to hear about performance. I do get amped up and excited about all the launches, but if they don't perform, they just don't get my money. So I have my notes. I'm going to be a little active on and off camera here because my wax is laid out here where off camera where you can't see it. So let's start talking wax. I have things laid out where I saved my favorites towards the end. So we're just gonna start with like the one and dones. I wanted to try Fuzzy Blanket. Notes are a soft scent of lavender, sandalwood, and sweet honeysuckle. All right, I knew that this would not be a club bar for me and would not be a repurchase. It was just truly a fragrance that I wanted to experience. I have seen this go through Empty's videos and some different reviews. It definitely piqued my interest. I just wanted to experience it for myself. I've heard it compared to jammy time, to stargazing. To my nose, it definitely leans more stargazing, which I love that scent. Stargazing is a much better performer. This one here, I have used in my bathroom and my sunroom. It is very lovely, but it's probably at around a 3 or 4 for projection. It is a nice lavender. I definitely get the lavender. It's not as musky as stargazing. And it's a little sweetened up by the honeysuckle. Actually, I'm growing honeysuckle there by the greenhouse there, on some trellises. So I can't say I get honeysuckle, but there's a sweetness to the lavender, and this is a very nice, clean, cozy, slightly warm kind of scent. Fuzzy Blanket, very, very nice. Just a one and done though. Plum and White Woods. This is Sweet Raspberry Preserves and Damson Plum. Weave Through Vanilla Orchid. Again, this is just a one and done as well. I thought I would like this a lot more than I do. Very plum forward scent to me. I don't get the raspberry preserves. I sure wish I did. I think I would like it a lot more. So I get like a plum, floral, perfumey scent. I can't pick out that this is a vanilla orchid. But this reminds me quite a bit of like that pink apple and nectarine brick that came out this spring. It's just one of those like fruity florals, but this one in the fruity florals is just okay for me. It's a plum fruity floral. I love plum, but I just don't love this one. So one and done. Performance was, in my ancillary spaces, it was medium, a good medium. White Sands. Night blooming jasmine softened by coconut milk and rice enveloped in the gentlest breeze. I was definitely intrigued. The night blooming jasmine sounded sultry and gorgeous. I love jasmine. Coconut milk, I'm here for coconut milk. It just smooths and creams out things in a very beautiful way. And then the rice, I had no idea what to expect with the rice. So right off the jump, this really reminded me of white amber and silk, which I love that scent. I really hope that one comes back. It got into my club for a minute, but then I had to make room. It's always painful. So this is very nice. The night blooming jasmine, it is sultry, it's soft. The coconut milk, it's got that like creaminess to it, whether it's the coconut milk and rice, I'm not certain, but it's very pretty. And slightly fresh, but one and done for me. I'll just one cube at a time here and there in the ancillary space. Happy that I got the chance to try this one. Whiteout. Exhilarating blast of cool peppermint and a sweet golden apple over frosty winter pine. I love these scent notes. Peppermint, I'm growing peppermint, sweet golden apple, and frosty winter pine. Had to try it. This is a very nicely blended scent. The cool peppermint is really out front. It is like an Arctic cool peppermint blast, but the sweet golden apple, there is like this ribbon of warmth going through there and sweetness. I don't get any frosty pine whatsoever, but this is definitely all the winter concept in one. It's nice. I like other peppermint scents, so I'm just gonna keep it rolling. One and done. Performance was very light too. For me, probably like a 4-ish, maybe 5. Little too light to my nose. Painted leaves. Wander through blue spruce, red maple, and golden woods. Yeah, golden woods. Okay. Golden woods to me implies a dry leaf, some warmth. I definitely don't get any of that. This is my second time trying painted leaves. I wanted to give it a second go because my first time was with a D-stash bar, and you just never know how things are stored and for how long and all of that. And I must say the 2 bars to me were no different. I just really don't love this scent. I love fallen leaves smells. Anything that really encapsulates fallen leaves, the apples, the fresh air, and there are just so many on the market that I adore, both from Scentsy and retail and Bath and Body Works, and There's just too many out there that are on my fall lineup. I wanted to try this again because it gives a fresher vibe to fall and leaf, but the mint and maybe eucalyptus is just too forward to my nose. It's throwing me off. Yup, I think it's okay. It's definitely a one and done, and I'll just be grabbing for the other leaves fragrances that I love. Painted Leaves, she's a boomer. Yep, next is Happy Birthday. Candylicious confection of sparkling sugar, whipped cream, and warm vanilla extract. It's a birthday cake. I'm not gonna go on and on about it. It's everything you expect it to be, everything you've heard it to be. It's a good performer, which is nice. I definitely get the vanilla through here, which I like. But this is just not a scent that I would be grabbing for a whole lot. But I only have one bar. I am going to pick up 3 bars and put it in my quarterly club. And that is because this is a beautiful gift giving opportunity. So I want a few on hand, and then I want a few fresh ones coming throughout the year, just for those, even if I don't pair it with a warmer, just to hand someone a bar of Happy Birthday just brings that person so much joy. I absolutely love the balloons on the packaging. Scentsy went all out, the bright pink. It's very, very festive. I think it's a perfect gift coming from a wax lover to a friend or family member, co-worker, what have you. Yeah, this is just one of those like unisex gift giving opportunities. Everyone has a birthday. You don't know what to do, here, give them some joy, some wax. So we'll go in my club, and I'm going to buy 3 just to get me started up. Cherry Vanilla. A delightful swirl of candied cherry, sugared almonds, folded into velvety white chocolate ice cream. Sounds lovely. I didn't think so at all. I really like cherry. I don't know what is going on, if my nose has gone rogue on this one. I definitely get like a candied, super artificial cherry, but even more so, I get this weird, almost earthy note. I don't even know an adjective here. It didn't change much on warm for me. I let it go 2 whole days thinking maybe this thing's gonna morph and the ice cream's gonna come out or the almonds are gonna come out. It just remained this very complex, muddied fragrance that I don't like when I can't identify what I'm warming. You know, I like to, when I warm, I like to pick out scent notes and see if there's any others that come out. That's part of my joy in wax. But this one here is just absolutely, it's muddied. Didn't like Cherry Vanilla, but it was a good performing bar. All right. Now on to ones that I really, really liked. Vanilla Suede. Classic vanilla with rich amber and hints of sandalwood and spice. So I picked up 3 of these on my initial order. I love this kind of stuff. I mean, suede, yes, sign me up. I'm gonna buy a few if it has suede in it right away. I get the suede. This reminds me quite a bit of that Father's Day fragrance that came out. Was it vanilla bourbon? It was something bourbon. Yes, it reminds me of that quite a bit, but this one's a little bit deeper and richer, and I imagine that that is the amber, sandalwood, and spice. So it's not spicy to me in terms of like a cinnamon or pepper, but there's a depth going on here. Oh, it's just beautiful to my nose, you guys. I love this. I think the color just suits it perfectly, like this warm, ambery, suede color. Yes. However, I can't club it because it's not open concept worthy for me. Bummer. I wish it was. I would love my house to smell like this on occasion, but it's going to have to be my ancillary spaces, and for that reason, I have 3, and I decided I'm picking up 2 more. Rustic Lodge. I voted like crazy for Rustic Lodge because the scent notes, I was like, this is right up my alley. Cedar, oak, and musk with traces of wood smoke and fallen leaves. Sounds like everything cozy, and it is. It's a very nice, nature-inspired, outdoorsy fragrance, and it is on the warm, comforting side of that spectrum. And you definitely get the wood smoke. It truly does remind me of being up at the cabin with the wood burner stoked, and it's coming out the chimney stack. Maybe I'm outside on the porch, it's a cool day, it's definitely seasonal, and I get like the pine, but it's a smooth pine. It's not super like sharp. And that's probably that musk bringing everything together. Unfortunately, fortunately, it's a great open concept melt, okay? Unfortunately, the wood smoke just kind of overwhelmed me. I was very surprised by that because I really enjoy wood smoke and smoky elements in fragrance. Spiced Ember Glow by Scentsy it's in my club. I do enjoy a smoky element, but this one, it just overwhelmed me. It just kind of took over. And on day 2 with this one, that's all I could smell was wood smoke. Ordinarily, I love that smell, but something about it, just this one overwhelmed me. So Rustic Lodge, I have 2 bars. I am tossing around, picking up 1 more bar of it, just because I'm uncertain. We're in the middle of summer right now. It's hard to gauge how things are going to come to you in the seasonal weather. This might be a little more enjoyable given a different season. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pick up 1 more bar of Rustic Lodge. I'm all about the nature scene, guys. So I think, yeah, probably 1 more on that one. Next is Hemingway. Thank you if you voted for this one. It was totally off my radar. I don't remember really seeing it in voting. So thank you guys. I just thought this was so delightful. Scent notes are rich apples and warm woody accents of sandalwood and cedar with hints of spice. So nice. Great in the open space. And so we've got rich apples and warm woody accents. Yes, it is exactly that. This reminds me a little bit of just like a old university, like a Harvard in the fall, and you have Hemingway writing. It's sophisticated. It's sophisticated apples with warm woods. And I do get a little bit of some spice warmth in there too. What is the spice? I'm not sure. It is delightful. However, currently I have 3 bars of this. I'm not clubbing it. I'm going to pick up 1 or 2 more bars of Hemingway simply because there's so many apple woodsy, fallen leaves, so many in the fall that I adore. They're in my club. I look forward to them. They're in my fall lineup. They have to be part of my life. That I don't have a ton of room for more to like put this in a club and just keep getting it over and over. So it's just got some stiff competition, if you know what I mean. So Hemingway, lovely, but I decided not to club it. That was a hard decision, but the club with the fall fragrances, when the fall and winter catalog closes out, my club goes wild because there is a lot of fall and winter is my melting season. It is my preferred season. It's where I get most of my joy, and so my club gets stacked with fall and winter scents. So I just have to be conscious, and just when I enjoy a fragrance, maybe just stock up on a few versus just clubbing everything. So those are hard decisions though, you guys. Last one today is My Wish, a confection of earthy fig, sweet violet, and playful marshmallow. This surprised me because I liked it more than I thought I was going to. This was a serious club contender for a moment for me. However, I have to stay true to my club rules and keep myself in a boundary, otherwise things get out of hand. If it is not an open space melt, I do not club it. And this is where I'm at with My Wish. It is not an open space melt for me, but it's gorgeous in the ancillary spaces. This is a dreamy bedtime, bedroom melt. It's beautiful in my sunroom. My Wish is very warm and comforting. I get the fig and marshmallow. They are just beautiful playmates together. This isn't too sweet or anything like that. It's just kind of dreamy and comforting and cozy. My Wish. So, of the bars, just for a quick wrap up, the ones that I am stocking up on are Happy Birthday, Vanilla Suede, Hemingway, I think I decided officially Rustic Lodge one, and My Wish. I am clubbing, and this is the only one that I am clubbing out of the group this round, Ghostly Greetings. It went straight into my club. I love that one. The dark berries and the bourbon, the patchouli is just gorgeous and super special. Patchouli, kind of hard to come by with Scentsy, so the warmth that bourbon brings to that deep, dark, sinister plum, I just like get pretty amped about it. So that one that is the only one that went in my club this round. The rest are just some stock. I hope you guys did enjoy your Bring Back My Bar experience. And let's switch it over now. I'm going to give you, if you'd like, if the wax was what you were here for, thank you so much for watching. If you want to stick around, I'll do a quick little garden tour, and we'll see if we can't get some chickens in the mix or something like that. Okay, guys, have a great day. Bye. Welcome to the garden. I just want to do a quick walkthrough and then show you the greenhouse and just a little chit chat here. At the end of the video, I'll tag on some chickens. I saw some of my youngsters that I bought this spring that are now kind of like teenagers. I see them nearby, so I'll tag them on the end of the video. So I'm just growing your typical garden fare here, guys. At the back of the garden, flanking each side of the greenhouse. I have some old feeder troughs that we were able to salvage from a farmer friend of ours. On the left side of the greenhouse, I am growing some flowers in that trough. That is sunflowers and zinnias. And then edging that side of the greenhouse on the left, I have some dahlias I'm growing, different varieties. And then on the right side of the greenhouse, in the trough, have blah 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 blah. I have my little herb garden. I have peppermint, spearmint, sage, basil, and chives. And on the right side, edging the greenhouse, I'm growing comfrey. I've had that for several years. It's pretty mature now. I use that for my chickens. They love to eat it. It's an excellent nutrient for them, and it's also very healing for different injuries, poultry injuries. So comfrey is old school, and I learned about it on a chicken forum, so I had to get some of that. Let's do a little walk around the garden. Outside of the garden, I do have some different fruit trees. New this year, I got a peach tree, and I'm looking forward next year, because I won't have fruit this year, but next year I'll have fruit. I'm looking forward to peach salsa and doing some different mixed berry jams with that, and probably just some regular old peach jam as well. I have 2 Honeycrisp apple trees there. They both have fruit, looking and doing good. And then just a little further, boy, everything blends together, but I have 2 Bartlett pear trees there. Lots of fruit on those. And then that patch of stuff in the back there, that is the raspberry patch. I've got just ever-bearing raspberries and some black raspberries as well. It's going to be a huge jam season for me this year. I have, along with the raspberries, I've got some blueberry bushes and a nice strawberry patch. So that is a big focus for me, is some sugar-free jam this year. Over in these beds on the right side of the greenhouse here, I'm growing a variety of peppers in the first bed. Red, yellow, green peppers, and those little munchers that are good to stuff with cream cheese or tuna salad, different things. I love those on the go. In the second bed is my tomatoes. I'm looking forward not only to eating tomatoes all the time, but also to canning up some sugar-free sloppy joe sauce. Yes, I made some last year. It was the bomb. And so I'm looking forward to making some more jars of that this year, canning that. In the furthest bed at the back there, I'm growing cucumbers, just slicing cucumbers for salads. I'm not going to can those, do any pickles or anything. And that's just because I like to go to the store and get the hot pickles, and I don't really know how to do can hot pickles. So I'm just fine to spend $3 on my hot pickles. So in that bed is cucumbers and jalapenos. All right, here in the middle, in the first oval, I have pumpkins. In the second oval here, in the lower tier, I am growing zinnias and marigolds. It looks like a bunch of weeds, but it's not. They're just little sprouts. I just got those started a little late in the season, so they're looking not put together quite yet. In the above tier here, I have acorn squash and zucchini. If you love zucchini bread in the fall, if you make it, holler at your girl. It is life. I can't imagine an autumn without zucchini bread. I live for it. Right here is summer squash and spaghetti squash. I'm gonna get hit by that sprinkler. Okay, over here on the right side of the greenhouse, I'm gonna make this fast so I don't get hit by the sprinkler. This is where this rabbit got me so bad, you guys. These were decent sized cauliflower plants, and right here, look at, this one is chewed down to ground zero. I mean, I just got hit and smashed in this garden bed. So I'm going to be fencing the lower 2 foot with some poultry fencing. That'll keep that rabbit out. Cabbage, I absolutely love cabbage. I eat it a lot. I love it basically with just some butter. Some butters and salt, but I eat cabbage a number of ways. I had 2 leftover cauliflower plants that I put in this bed, and that rabbit, once again, chewed me right down, devastated me. So we're gonna remedy that today, and that rabbit's gonna move on to a different munching section in the neighborhood. This is my last garden bed here. I have red cabbage. This is my first time growing it, and I'm super excited for stir fries. I'm considering doing up some coleslaw, canning sauerkraut with some of my cabbage this year. So we'll see. These are Brussels sprouts. Over here I have a strawberry patch. And over in this corner, I have 3 blueberry bushes. So let's turn around slowly so nobody gets spun out. We're gonna head to that greenhouse, turn off this sprinkler, and just have a look and talk about the greenhouse. I'm gonna hit pause, I think. No, we'll just go for it. Bear with me. Okay. Alrighty, so the greenhouse was our COVID baby. This is what we busied ourselves with. My husband is so handy, and you know, he designed this and came up with it, and then together we salvaged all the windows from just drive-by roadside hunting, antique stores, thrift stores, just salvage yards and what have you. So all of our windows were free and salvaged. And there's the honeysuckle right out front. That is just so beautiful and fragrant, you guys. Really nice flower. And pollinator, so good thing to have in your garden for the bees and the butterflies and all the pollinators. So that stained glass that you see at the peak of the roof there with the sunshine and rainbow, I got that from an antique store and decided to name my greenhouse Joy because of that very stained glass. It just brings me joy anytime that I'm out here in my garden and spending time out here and looking at that rainbow and sunshine. Just, yeah, so let's go on in. I have just a mulch floor. Real quick, let's look at these beautiful honeysuckles. They're so nice and fragrant. And everything's wet, so it's up in the air with fragrance. It's great. Inside the greenhouse, I just have a mulch floor, and I love that because I don't have to keep this clean in here. And this is a working space, guys, so it is messy. I didn't do any prelims before this video. So entering, you'll see that we just have some pallet wood shelves and working areas. One in the middle and one on this side of the greenhouse. I love these because, you know, when I'm working with my seed cells and everything, and we get the dirt, you just brush it onto the floor, and it's just perfect. I don't have to worry about things getting messy in here. It's just so organic. And over here I have a sign that my dad bought me. Leave room in your garden for the angels to dance, and I could not agree more. I love to experience God in my garden, and I think about angels dancing around me when I'm out here. I've got a nice little apron for when it's getting real serious early spring. I made that. Garden is my happy place. I have just some decorations, I guess, that just I enjoy in here. So a nice painting on an old window, some chickadees, and a really naughty kitty. I got a vintage mushroom clock that needs a battery. My son and his wife got that for me. Love that. Love cardinals, the sunflowers. My husband etched in a cross in here. Yeah, so up here on this upper shelf is just all my seed cells, and I have a variety of sizes so that as things are growing, I can be moving things along. The roof is just this clear plastic kind of corrugated ceiling, and I will tell you what, guys, it gets hot in here. I do have a thermometer, and currently it's reading about 80 degrees, but I mean it's been 110 in here easily through the summer. So guys, whoops, oh, I'm tripping. That's the end of my video. I'm gonna throw the chickens on real quick here at the end, and these are just my little adolescents. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.